Feel free to dig into the lollies if you like.
Thank you. A couple of these, thank you. How's Tammy been going? Oh, question, have you guys had a call from anyone today? Such as my sister?
Yeah, she called about half an hour ago. Yeah, she wants Tammy to call her back when she can.
Did you say anything else?
No, that was all. I think she was in yesterday talking about getting some Christmas sort of presents together.
That's okay. Yeah, you've got to be careful with my sister sometimes. She likes to find out too much detail.
Yeah, okay.
I know her too damn well.
Any coordination? This is Brandon. Yeah, good. What's happening? Yep. Yep. Yeah, so I think I'll talk to Jody. Yep. He's done. I'll let you know what happens. Alright, yeah. Cool. So once she's on in about 10 minutes, that should fire her up.
Okay, thank
Come
you.
up on the screen up there.
Thank you.
Tammy shouldn't be too far off.
That's alright. Thank you.
See. So I went to my aircon in here, so there's a bit more in this room. Hopefully that cool air comes in here a bit.
That's okay, that's alright. It's all good.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything. I'm just going to carry on with what I'm doing.
Yep, alright,
Yep.
that's okay, thank you.
Easy
Yep.
enough.
So Tammy's coming back, is she?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she called before. She said, she's just had to duck off to the doctor. But she'll be back soon.
That's okay, that's fine, yep, that's fine, thank you. What have we got? New fridge.
Yeah, because the other one broke.
Oh. Brandon, there's no signal. I don't know what the thing is. Hey Jodie, how are you? I've seen you got your dash cam out.
Oh, it's just sitting there in the
Yeah,
console.
yeah. Did you end up looking at that one when I was last here?
I haven't physically gone and had a look at them. I've been flat out.
Yep,
But it's coming. I'll get a weekend where I can do it soon.
yep, good. Having a telehealth meeting with my new psychologist.
Oh, okay.
I had one psychologist from 8 years ago, but do you think he helped? I don't think so.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the beauty of choice, isn't it?
Oh well, this one I've got now is from Melbourne. It's a female one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, this is a good one.
Yep.
What's the clock?
And it should fit through that door. Yeah, that's where we have
We're
it.
going around to the left, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, a bit of a tight fit that one.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Glad it's out of the box. And yeah, this is the PowerPoint in that corner.
Yeah, moved everything out.
How long is that taking to get that?
What's that?
How long is it taking to get a new fridge?
About 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep, I can hear us. All good. Yep. Alright, so this looks like we're waiting for that person to come on.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Which way do you want it facing, mate?
I just
Do you want the back to that way, or do you
Yeah.
want the back against this wall?
Yeah, just the back against the PowerPoint.
Yep.
Is that what you coded originally? Yep, that'd be perfect. Yeah, that's fine. I can adjust it from there.
Yeah.
So obviously you gotta be careful with hitting the wall, but
Yep.
you got space.
Yep.
Well, hopefully it'll last longer than the other one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just frosted up heaps and someone come out and look at it and they're like, nah. And then the sensor's just like, right, send that.
Yeah. I always say do that, whatever was awesome.
Nah, all good.
Well, I gotta look up the trucks. Oh, we're gonna get down the Well, mate.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, no problem.
Just make sure it doesn't go to sleep again.
You want to just put on the charger, or that might be the best thing.
Actually, I'll probably get a charger just in case.
Never know how long this meeting might go for.
Janet can't do the cleaning shift tomorrow. She asked if you could call Cindy to do a different time that might be suitable, or someone else can go if she's not someone else going.
I told her not to touch Cindy
Yeah.
for a reason. Creates fucking headaches.
That's what it is. That's emergency doctor.
Because the next question is, and I've already been asked, is why am I the one doing all the toing and froing things? Because
Yeah.
Tammy's done it to me.
Yeah.
When they need to be ringing or
Yeah.
texting her or.
Well, you can, so you might as well set up with
And yet she's the one that's wanting my help because she's flat out.
Hopefully Tammy comes soon.
Yeah. Well, I can't read, so. Doris? No, actually, no. Oh, hello, stranger!
How big is it?
Oh, shit, there she is. Okay. Can we hear each other?
Hey, trouble.
Oh! There you go. Can you...
Start it up.
Yeah, hang on. Just hang on a second. Can you hear us? What's going on here?
Yep, can't turn it up.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it should be fine. Hey, are you able to hear us there?
I can hear you.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So I'm just trying to turn you up.
Okay, let me just check my volume to see it might be me. I've turned my volume up.
Oh, that's better.
Is
Yeah.
that better?
Yeah.
Yep, I've turned ours up as well. Yep, that should be better.
Beautiful.
Tammy will just be one sec.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's my face there. Oh, you look alright, do I? Yes. How you going, Lib? How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Okay, but let me just pull up your notes so I can just take them while I talk to you.
Can you take 5 for a minute, please? Lib? Someone's going to put the fan on for us.
Okay.
There's the remote control.
Thank you very much.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
So another time tomorrow.
Beautiful. Okay. Oh, we've got another person here. Okay.
Are you all good?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Are you Oh, you're not in Victoria. You're not, are you? You're
No, I'm in New South Wales.
Yeah, okay.
Why? What?
Yeah, here in Victoria, we've opened up the restrictions. And
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a big difference, and obviously that doesn't affect you, given that you don't live in Victoria.
Yes.
Okay, so I was hoping that we could.
Are you going to sit in here?
No, you're right.
All right.
You're
Okay.
honey?
Yep. I'm good.
Yep, good.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping that we could talk through our goals and really talk about what you're looking to achieve in session today, and also to cover whatever you want to talk about today.
How did you go with reading all that stuff that Tammy sent you? Because I had trouble sending you the email, so I thought, how am I going to send this? So I thought, no, I'll send it to Tammy. So that's what I did, and then Tammy sends it off to you. So what? So I hope you got your head all around that. I don't know.
Yeah. So I did go through the documents and some of the reports provided, and while they were useful, I don't really want to, apart from obviously your background information, I like to keep things, I didn't want to go through the personal notes that were written by Glenn. Well, not personal, but more, I kind of want to, I guess, with you being a new client, I want to kind of have my own opinion, given that it's been...
And I do know that my sister with all those emails that my sister sent to Glenn, I also added those as well.
Sorry, what was that?
I also added the emails that my sister had sent to Glenn. I also gave them to you as well.
Yeah, so I saw the emails, so I did go through those emails.
Yes.
Did you know that she was emailing Glenn?
Half the time, no.
So he didn't tell you that his sister was...
Well, what happened was, I sat in a room in Glenn's office, and he said, Nath, I've got some things to talk to you about. I said, what is it? She said, I've got some emails from your sister. And I'm thinking, is that right? I don't know. So I didn't kind of like that. And I ran crook at my sister the next day and said, what are you doing sending Glenn emails about me? So I was unaware of that.
Okay, but he did tell you that...
He did tell me and stuff, so yeah. And and that's part of the reason why I wanted a new psychologist, because I think he's on my mum's side and my sister's side instead of my side.
Alright, let's talk about... I did also want to talk about that today, and, about your, I guess, Glenn being a huge part of your support system.
Yes.
And that being a large for a prolonged time in your life.
It was past 8 years,
feeling about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I got rid of him, because he was doing some things that he shouldn't have been doing, and hiding conversations behind me back and talking to my mum behind me back. So yeah, I don't kind of like that business. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's obviously, if he was doing that, then that's obviously not great.
Yeah.
What makes you think that he was hiding
Well,
behind your back?
over the years, Liv, a lot of people have gone behind my back over the years and hid stuff from me, but guess what? I always find out.
Sorry, Nathan, sorry. I think something went wrong with the speaker, so I couldn't hear...
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Over the years, Liv, a lot of people have hidden conversations behind my back, but the only thing is, I always find out in the end. And I don't like people talking behind my back and all that stuff, because, these days, as I said, I don't have a lot of trust in people. If people want to say something, they say it to my face, and that way, yeah. because I just don't like people hiding stuff behind my back because it's been done too many times.
So what do you mean? Can you give me an example of when something was done behind your back?
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm doing some investigating now. I used to be with, back in 2013, I used to be with a provider called Ability Options up in Wollongong. And I've been I had a carer, and Mum and I knew her personally, and so did my mum. And her name was Karen Heather.
I did see. I was going to ask you about Karen as well, actually.
Yeah.
But why don't you continue and then we can get to that later?
Huh?
No, sorry. I meant Karen was one of the people that I did want to talk to you about as well and ask you a bit more about that.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, continue telling me.
And she came and she got employed by Ability Options because I was self-funded at the time, and that was back in 2013. I had her all for those years, and then back in 2017 there was something going on behind my back, and then I never got my client file. And I thought, okay, I'll let it go for a couple more years. But it's only until this year I rang up Ability Options asking for my client file. I mean, that they've got on me. So I went for a lady called Dawn Brown.
There was just a little bit that I missed. So you said you never got your client file, and then you asked for your client file, and then no one could give it to me, and what Dawn Brown said, she said she was searching for it, and then about a few hours later I had a call from a different person. Daniel was his name, the next person, and he said, "There's nothing on you here, mate." So I thought, yeah, right, I bet you there is. So I hear last week I rang the CEO, and the CEO's name is Julia somebody, Julia Squire, I think her name was. And I said to her, I told her the actual story, and then I had an email here the other day, the other day, saying that my client file has been found. So I thought, yippee. So I'm supposed to be ringing her tomorrow about 4 o'clock because my mum knows nothing about this. But yet Julia or whoever, someone wants to speak to my mum, and I said to her, I emailed back on that Monday night, and I said, no, you will not be talking to my mum. I said, hold off for a minute, hold off until I speak with you, because I don't want my mum knowing about this. Because what my mum did, she went behind my back the whole time and got Karen sacked. And you know how I found that out? Was by a lady called Philippa from Ability Options, and she was the manager at that time. So there has been a lot of things going behind my back. So that's why I want my client file to see what actually has gone on in that time. Okay. So I'm sensing that there's a lot of distrust of other people that you feel, and it's not easy for you to trust someone.
I know. I mean, even Tammy knows me very well. I've known Tammy for almost.
Sorry, I can't. There's something wrong with the microphone. I can't it keeps going in and out. So sometimes I can hear you really clearly, and suddenly I just can't hear you at all.
Yeah, I'm sitting very close to the computer. I've nearly known Tammy for 4 years, and she knows what I'm like. So yeah, and I have a lot of trust in Tammy. I have 100% trust in her.
Yeah. Why do you why do you think you don't trust people easily?
Well, it's because people have made over the years to me a lot of promises, and those promises have never been fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. What's an example of a promise that?
Well, I was, you know how I was talking to you from the last time about employment. I was promised from a lot of people. Nathan, we'll have a job for you. Do you think that got promised? Do you think that got fulfilled? So I can't be bothered. to be honest.
So if somebody did that, somebody just said, yeah, have, employment, would you take it?
Nope, not now.
No.
It's too late.
Too late, okay.
And I do have a lot of fears in things, and by having a job is not going to help, because you don't know who you're dealing with and all that stuff. And, no.
I think that there are, in terms of, how you think about things, sometimes it's really good to talk to someone to get a different perspective on things and to really kind of, it's like thinking out loud, but having someone to talk to. So in this situation where if there's something that's bothering you or upsetting you, then bringing it up with me is the perfect time and opportunity for you to actually just help you navigate through your thoughts.
Exactly, yes.
And in terms of trust, the only way that I'm going to be able to help you is for you to trust me.
Yeah,
So,
I trust you. As long as you don't go telling other people what we talk about, that's the only thing.
yeah. So I in terms of confidentiality, that's a given. Like there is client confidentiality. We do write our notes up on Nucal, which is the software that we use.
Yes.
But it's just neuro rehab. And so as your psychologist, it's my role to keep the privacy and confidentiality. So on that side of things, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
On the other hand, I'm imagining, just thinking about Glenn, and I don't know what happened with and why, if he was talking to your mom and your sister, whether or not he was really going behind your back.
Because what happened was, my mum used to get my sister. Well, I knew. Sometimes I didn't know. Sometimes I didn't know that my sister was seeing them, but my mum told me. She said, "Your sister has sent an email to Glenn." And I'm thinking, okay, what on? And really speaking, I've been told especially by Tammy, that Natalie shouldn't have been doing that. It is actually illegal.
Yeah, so she shouldn't be. So Glenn should have told you, which you're saying that he did.
He did tell me, because he showed me in writing, and then it just kept going after that, and I'm thinking, yeah, something else is going on here. So I eventually caught him out, and so that's why I ditched him. And that's
Okay,
that's
he
why.
continued to do it despite you saying you didn't want him to talk to your sister. Is that right?
Well, because no, he wanted Nellie, and my mum wanted Nellie to send Glenn emails all about me, and it's just not right.
No. So whatever happens in our sessions and whatever concerns you is between you and I in terms of the
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so if that says there, if your sister happens to email me, I will tell you straight away, but like she hasn't, because I will tell you. Because
I won't be giving her. I have your email in my computer, but I won't let her have it. No
Yeah,
way.
I'm just wondering that, like, in that case, in that situation, is it because Glenn continued to talk to your sister? Did he write back to her?
I think so. I don't know, but no, I don't think he did. I don't know. I have to go back on those. I have to go back on those emails and have a look, but I don't think he responded.
So if your sister, let's just say a hypothetical situation, if your sister emailed me,
Yes.
then you get upset at me.
Yeah.
What? If I don't respond, and if I told you, and she emails me, will you then get upset at me?
Yeah. I mean, because I don't like. Because with my sister, I mean, I know she knows me too well, but she shouldn't be emailing about
I know.
about
I agree. I totally agree. But what I'm asking is in the case where I don't do anything and then your sister emails me,
Yes.
because I don't know how she gets my email, but if she does and she emails me,
Yes.
in that situation, will you get upset at me?
No, because I know it'll be from her. I know,
Yeah.
I know she
So
should be.
if
I know she'd be
Yeah.
starting something. So yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to lay this all out clearly so that we have a very clear understanding. I'm not going to email I'm not going to be in contact with your sister
No.
or your mom unless I get your permission and
Yes.
unless you consent to it.
Yes.
And if I am contacted by anyone regarding you, I will inform you.
Yep. Good idea.
Yes.
Good idea. Yep. Good idea. Yep. Good
Right?
idea.
So if anything ever happens where you feel like unhappy or maybe you just feel like I did something wrong, can you promise that you will ask me first and so that
Yes.
we can clarify what has happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I will always do that because trust is a big thing for me these days, and if I need to find out what you've said or whatever, I would always ask you. Yeah.
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 So it's assuming it's not assuming the worst of someone because something bad has happened to you in the past. So similarly, when you think about other experiences that you have, because you mentioned earlier that you don't trust people because people make promises to you and they don't fulfill their promises. So as a result of that, now going forward, when you encounter people, it's really hard for you to trust someone.
It is these days, yes.
But do you see how thinking like that is problematic if you think that way? Let's say, take another person for example, or let's just take an example, say person A and person B. So
Yeah.
person A, he's been lied to his whole life by lots of people, but he was just, he was in a different country. Maybe he was in Sydney and he was lied to by lots of people. And then person B was in Melbourne and person B was told the truth his whole life. So then now person A and person B go to Perth.
Yes.
And the two of them, even though they're in the same environment where they have no idea whether the people that are going to lie to them or are they good people or bad people, who knows? But because person A has had the experience of being lied to their whole life, person A doesn't trust anybody and so doesn't make friends with anyone. And then person B, on the other hand, is very comfortable with everyone because person B has been told the truth. He grew up in Melbourne, and so person B makes all these friends because they are easy to trust people.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's happened to me. I mean, about
Yeah. I think so. It does sound like there are a lot of the things that happen to you in your life, it does impact on the way that you think, but it doesn't mean that it's going to determine your future. So if you understand yourself better, it allows you to try and I guess prepare for that and to know that if your mind works in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
then you can start to try and I guess not question but like think in a more productive, effective way.
Yeah. So like with that, and that's why I do like take my mind off things. I film like TV shows and stuff, and that's what takes my mind off things.
Yeah. What TV shows do you like?
Better Homes and Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
It's the host on me,
Who's the host?
Joanna Griggs. Yeah, I kinda like her.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that show.
Yeah.
When is it on? Is it
It's
on
on
TV?
it's on Channel 7.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a very beautiful looking woman, I can tell you.
Yeah. So what do they show like on that? Do you watch the show because of her?
Yeah, I do. Yes. Yes, I do.
What other shows do you like?
Home and Away and all that stuff. So yeah,
Home and Away.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
only because of the good-looking women on it. So
I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What else do you like to do? I know you like to play the drums.
Yeah, I'm a drummer. I play drums. I film myself when I'm playing drums. Like I go to a studio down here in Albury at Albury Sound Lighting, and I have sung for about 3 or 4 hours from 9 o'clock till 1 o'clock, and it's fun because I get to have my iPad in the control room where he's controlling the sound, and I get to have all my other cameras in the other room where I am on the drum kit, and it's so awesome. I get to film the
That
whole.
sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It's really good. It helps me, and I'm able to take my steam out. If I'm a bit cranky on something, I just go hit a cymbal as hard as I can. So. You know,
Yeah. Do you think that helps with your frustration to just
It
let it off?
does. It does.
I
Yep.
did. I've heard that before. I've heard drummers say that before. So you're banging.
Yeah. You hit them as hard as you want, and then it takes the steam out. So, yes, no,
Yeah.
it's really good. So I've got a YouTube channel, and I haven't got anything on it yet. I've been filming some stuff with Simon, and I might have to ask his permission if I can put something up on my YouTube channel. So yeah, that way you can have a bit of a look.
Yeah. Who is Simon?
Simon he's the guy that teaches me how to record drums and songs and stuff. I look them up on the internet on the drumless tracks for songs like AC/DC and all that stuff, and it's really fun. It's really I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's good. It's really good to have something that you enjoy doing that you get to do frequently enough.
I do it every fortnight.
Nice. What else do you like to do for fun?
I like to take photos and do filming like in country towns. Like if me and Bridget go to a country town, we're taking photos and stuff. And I also like taking photos of trucks as well because my father is a truck driver as well. He drives a big Western Star. It's red and white. He's based up in Sydney, in a place called Maroolin, up near Sydney.
Do you still speak with your father?
Sometimes I do, yeah, but I got to do that when Mum's not home because she doesn't know. So, which I'm 30 years old, and I did ring him and have a bit of a conversation with him and all that stuff. So yeah, and he
Sorry, you just cut off again.
Sorry.
Okay, wait, now I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Yeah, so he misses me, and he lives on his own now, and because he was with a woman, but she went a bit stupid, and then she decided to go, and yeah, so he's on his own now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and all that stuff, and I do want to see him, but the only trouble is if I see him in town in Albury, too many people will know him. Too many people know him.
Too many people will know.
Too many people know my father. Too many people.
So you don't want people to see that you.
No, I don't want people to see me with my father because people will say, "What are you doing with your father? Weren't you told to stay away, Bonnie?" And it hasn't happened. I'm just saying, but that's why it's probably best to meet like at Holbrook or something like that.
Is it a really small town where you live?
Me? Well,
yeah. People
Albury's quite big, but not that big, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But you're worried that meeting up with your father.
Because all of my family, like my mum's mum and my auntie and my uncles, they all live in Albury here. And if they see a car that they recognise, they're like, oh, Nathan's dad's in town. So my dad's name's Jim Lawson. So and everyone calls him Jimmy. So
Yeah. What are you worried about? Like, if they do see you with your father.
Well, they'll end up telling my mum.
Okay, so you're worried that they're going to tell your mum. And what will your mum do if she...
Because my mum and dad busted up years ago.
Yeah.
Because we had trucks and all that stuff, and all of a sudden bankruptcy happened and lost everything. Lost the trucks, lost the house, everything.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been all that smooth sailing. So yeah.
Oh, doesn't sound like it. Like, will your mum get upset at you if she finds out that you met with your father?
Well, I haven't exactly met up with him yet. Last time I saw him was when I was 21, and now
was when what?
Hey.
I just missed the last part. So last time you saw him...
Last time I saw my father was back when I was 21, and I'm now 30.
Oh, okay. So it's been a really long time.
It has too long.
And you talk to him on the phone?
I do. Yes, I do. And every time after I call him, I then delete who I've called, so that way I don't get tracked.
Are there any restrictions on your father seeing you legally? Okay,
Well,
so
there was when I was about 13. I can't remember how old I was when I started seeing him, when I was allowed to. But my mum and dad had been in court that many times, and now because once I reached 18, it was up to me. But Mum said, "No, you're not seeing your father anymore." I thought, "Geez, so that makes it hard." So yeah.
And how does that make you feel that you can't see
Well,
your father?
I mean, I have to kind of, because these days I have to be careful what I say to people, because I'm like, oh, how am I going to let this out?
You're scared that they're gonna tell people what you say?
Yeah, that's what I get frightened of and that stuff. So yeah, and because I do miss my father and all that stuff, and that's why I ring him sometimes and have a talk to him, because he misses me. So yeah.
Oh, he does. It's been 9 years, like since you saw him.
Yeah, 9 years.
Does he ask to see you?
Huh?
Does he ask to see you?
He wants to see me, yes, but I don't want to do it in Albury here because of what I just told you, because of family.
Because he would what?
He wants to see me in town. I said, Dad, it's best not to see me in town. It's probably best to see me out of town, because that way people can't. That way the family, because that way no one else knows.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it has been hard and all that stuff. So yeah. And so yeah.
So you know, in your along the last few years, when you were having your sessions with Glenn, what were you working on in your sessions? Was there anything in particular?
That was what stuff I sent to you. What was the stuff I sent to you?
Mm-hmm. But was that, I mean, in terms of what you have taken out of it, so rather than me looking at what he's written, what is your takeaway from the sessions that you've had with Glenn? And what are the things that you've worked on with him? What do you think he's helped you with, and what do you think you want to continue?
Well, there was some stuff he was supposed to work on, but he never made this happen. He was meant to get Mum to give me he was told to get Mum to give me her mobile number, because I never had it. But
wait, say that again.
He was told to. I told him that I wanted my mum's mobile number, and she never gave it to me. But about a few months ago, I finally got it. So I thought.
Your mum's mobile number.
My mum had an old one before this one, and she never gave it to me. I was at high school, and I was never allowed to have this particular mobile number. I know it sounds stupid, but I finally got it now, because when my mum got her new phone, that's when I got it. And
what did she say? Why she doesn't want to give you her mobile number?
Because she has issues with my father. And that's the main reason.
Okay, so she doesn't want you to give the mobile number to your father.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I'm not going to give it to him. Because...
So, how do you contact your mum?
I can now because my sister gave it to me, and and she gave it to me when Mum was around. Mum says, "Don't you go giving it to your old man in laws." I said, "Mum, I'm not going to give it to anyone, okay? It's all she's wrote, but she's wrote I'm going to give it to my father, so I'm not going to give it to him. I mean, he's got a new number too, but I'm not giving it to. I'm not allowed to give it to her because he's told me not to give it to her because a lot of other things. So.
Well, there's obviously some fear there where your mum has a degree of fear from your father. It sounds like it, and that's
Yeah, because he was quite violent to her and all that stuff. So, and like I've got Mum's mobile number there, but I never ever give it to anyone unless I had my mum's permission.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with my father. He says, "Don't you give it to anyone. If you want to give it to someone, you ask for my permission, buddy. All right." I said, I won't give it to him. I said, I won't give it to him.
Why do you think Mum didn't want to give you her mobile number? Why do you think she didn't believe you when you said you wouldn't tell your father?
Well, I haven't given it to him.
No, but you know how you said before this, she didn't want to give you the number?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just Mum being stupid, I think. So.
Was there times when you told your father anything that your mum told you?
No.
Okay, so for no reason she didn't want to give you her mobile number.
That's exactly right. And it was also my sister's idea not to give it to me either. But only a few months ago I actually received it. It was actually put in my phone. So it was very interesting. So I've got it. So it's good. But I'm not giving it to anyone. No way.
Have you ever done anything that you that you later on regret? Like, have you done anything in your life that you later on regretted?
Can you say that again?
Have you ever done anything that you later on regret?
What does that post to mean?
Like, I don't know, maybe saying, doing something that why I'm asking this really is because, from the email that you sent to me, and about, the email that your sister sent about the Sheridan.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, what was that about? That was what I was going to get into right after this. But then before that, I wanted to ask if is there anything else that I don't know about that wasn't in there? Is there anything that you've done?
Well, back here last year on Sheridan, if that's is that what you're asking about Sheridan?
Yeah, Sheridan, among other things.
Yeah, what's happened is Sheridan used to work for the personnel group, and she kind of promised me a lot of things and never fulfilled it either. But back here last year, it was kind of funny when I did it, but I didn't know on her end on what was going on. But I rang her on my mobile phone, but I turned my ID off, especially for my phone number ID. I didn't want her getting it, and I came up as no caller ID, and she said, "Hello, Sheridan speaking," and I gave over a fake name. And
why did you do that?
Because I didn't want her to know that it was actually me. So I gave her the name I gave over was Thomas Lane.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot because and I tried to add her as a friend on Facebook, and it was kind of funny.
Why did you try to add her on Facebook?
I created a name called Thomas Lane on Facebook, and it wasn't my actual name. I just created it to see what her reaction was, and I never got a reaction from Facebook. I thought I better ring her, see what's going on. So I rang her because I had a number on my phone, and I told her, "What happened to you adding me on Facebook?" She said, "I don't know you, Thomas Lane." And I thought, my God. So I hung up. I thought, Jesus. I thought, you stupid woman. I thought to myself, she could have picked my voice. My voice is not that hard to notice. My actual, well, and it's kind of a joke in a way. And about a month later, there was a knock at the front door. And I thought, and there was this dark clothing outside. I thought, what the hell? And I opened the door. I thought, oh, what have I done? Guess where it ended up to be?
There was a detective.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And they said, is Thomas Lane here? I said, there's no Thomas Lane lives here. They said, what about Nathan Lawson? I thought, uh-oh. And I said, what's this about? They said, can we come in and have a talk? I said, yes. My sister was there at the time, and I thought, this could be interesting. And this guy said, what do you know about Sheridan? And I thought, is this what this is about? I said to him, he said, yes. So there was a bloke, and there was a woman, and the woman's name was Tamara, I think it was. Didn't know what his name was. And he said, what's the issue you got at Sheridan? And I thought, oh, here we go. Because my sister knew nothing about it. I never told my mum and sister about it, because I didn't think she'd go to this extent. And apparently, she's not with her husband anymore, and I didn't even know. And I probably should have used a different name, like someone else's name, like Phil Rudd from AC/DC or something. But I used Thomas Lane, but her husband, her ex-husband, his name's Lane. So if you know what I mean, like Thomas Lane and Lane.
It was the coincidence. It's a funny coincidence that ended up becoming not so funny because the detective showed up at your house.
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny in the end. I thought, oh shit. I thought it was about something else, but it wasn't. And
why did you do that?
I was in this particular mood this day back here last year, and I thought I need to get this out of my system. So I rang up. I wanted to have a go, and I thought, I can't really do that. So I gave her a bit of a fake name, and I told her, I didn't tell her who I actually was, but I kind of laughed in the end. I thought, oh my god, she couldn't even pick my voice. My voice is not, because I came up as no caller ID on her phone. That's what threw her, I think, and that's probably when she went to the police. She probably thought, she's probably thinking, oh, now my husband's starting on me now, and I don't know what he's done on it, but yeah. It was quite interesting. It was quite funny in the end, but she didn't find it funny because the detectives had to go back and tell her who it actually was. And this detective, the guy asked me. He said, "Is your name Thomas Lane or Nathan Lawson?" I said, "No." I said, "I used a Thomas Lane name for a fake name. My name is actually Nathan Lawson."
Yeah. Who is Sharon? What did she do?
I was through her at the personnel group back here years ago, and it was like a job. It was like an employment place, and there were things going on back then, and there was her, my mum, and some other people, and there was a hidden meeting going on, and I didn't even know about it. And I was with the personnel group for a long time and got that out of them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing out of them.
I'm getting the sense that one thing that really, really bothers you, really grinds your gears, is when people do something without your knowledge about you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. Even what about, like, what if they didn't do it intentionally to harm you? What if it was, because so I'm not talking about Sheridan, I'm not talking about your mum, but I'm talking about just in a general sense, in this field, especially like where I work with clients with NDIS,
yes,
it's very common to have multidisciplinary team meetings about clients.
Yep.
So it's very, very common for therapists to have a meeting about a client to discuss, but it's actually for the benefit of the client. So it's actually it's for a good purpose. It's not, that tends to happen quite frequently. And usually the clients, they're informed at the beginning as you enter into the agreement, the contract, like the service agreement to engage in services. If you're engaging with a multidisciplinary theme, then you know they're doing it in your best interest to meet up, and because it's for finding problem solving and finding ways to help you, for example. Is that something that if you found out about in general, not saying to me, but in general, would you get really angry about? Would you immediately think that they are trying to go behind your back and talk about you and in a bad way?
If I was told like a few days before, if someone was having a meeting without me, if they told me what it was going to be about, I'm okay with that. But if I'm told after that meeting, and I'll be like, what was said? So if I'm told like a few days before that meeting on what things are going to be spoken about, I'm okay with it. But if it's after the meeting, I'll be like, what was said? So
Okay. So it's more about like what was said, and if they give you the minutes of the meeting and say we talked about this, we talked about how to help you, then will you still be okay with it, or do you feel very angry? Like, how do you think you respond?
well, if notes are written down by the person, I'm okay with, because that way I can see what's being said and all that stuff. So yes.
And do you find that you feel very uneasy about it, kind of worried about what's going on without your knowledge a lot of the time?
I do get very nervous in meetings. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Not just things, but just in general. It sounds like you're worrying a lot about, or this is something that does bother you, that you feel like, people are up to something behind your back.
Yeah, it's been done to me that many times, Lib, and I sometimes I'm thinking, what's going on behind my back, and I get out of people, and then they tell me, I'm like, that's what's going on. So yeah, it's happened for years.
Do you think that they're reasonable?
Meetings.
If they're not reasonable, maybe not the right word. Do you think that the way that you think sometimes is it? Do you think it's appropriate, or do you think that sometimes you're overthinking things?
It's probably that too, or some other stuff. I prefer to be told what the meeting's going to be about and all that stuff. So
Definitely. Transparency is really, really important, and I have the same values in terms of honesty.
Yeah.
But then what I was referring to is, how I mentioned earlier, remember person A and person B from Sydney and Melbourne?
Yeah.
And how both have different experiences, and then they go into a new environment, and person A doesn't trust anybody,
Yes.
and person B trusts everyone.
So what was person B?
Person B was the one who grew up in Melbourne, and everybody that person B has spent time with told him the truth.
I reckon it's the other way around. Yeah.
I mean, so person A, but I'm trying not to use you in the example here, because it's often easier to to step away and not focus on yourself and to see things from a third person point of view.
Yeah.
So why I give you this analogy about person A and person B is because I don't want you to think about yourself.
Okay.
I want you to step back and actually think about things from a third person objective point of view, so that you can actually have a snapshot and you can have some awareness of perhaps some of the things that are going on in your mind.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have to be, if you first of all, if there are, I remember you saying in our last session that you wanted some help with managing your anxiety.
Yes.
Then, this is something that you have to be willing to put the work in, and you have to be willing to trust me.
Yes.
So that if I say something, it's always going to be in your best interest.
Okay.
It's never going to have nothing to gain from going behind your back.
Okay,
See?
no, that's fine. That's fine. Yep.
Yeah. And also usually therapists, usually in healthcare, you know, you kind of need to become person B a little bit sometimes in certain situations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I trust you because this is my second appointment today, so it's going really well, which I think, yeah.
That's good, yeah. Because going forward, I do want to try and work more on some of these issues, and it's just that it's really hard to take on board what someone is saying and actually like listen. Say for example, if I say, why don't you think about this in this way? If you, the only way that you can improve mentally and you can is when you trust someone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why I bring this up, really.
Yeah, it's okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to talk about today?
No, I think that was it. But for my next appointment, for my future appointments, can you email it to me? So I need the time and the date and the month.
Yeah,
and
sure.
all that stuff.
I can do that. Do you want to just organize that now?
Yes, please. Yep.
A month from now, and then I can just send it to you now, or
Yes,
is it
please. Yep. So
Yeah?
send it to me in email. That way, it's easier.
Okay. So let's just do. We can do a month from now. We can probably do the same time.
Yeah, same time's better. Yeah, on a Wednesday. And I'll just do it at Tammy's office. It's just easier and more private. So yeah.
So that's the 9th of December.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1:30.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just go and grab my notes now. Well, it was great seeing you again, Nathan.
Thank you very much, and you have a good day and all that stuff.
You too. Alright, I'll see you in a month.
Thank you. Bye. Done.
How'd you go? Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're all right. I knew you weren't listening, so that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I was trying to get in and out as quick as I could.
Is Tammy in there?
I think so, yeah.
She's with someone else.
But in, you'll be right.
So I'm okay to go in there?
No, I'm not sure who she's with. Just tuck your head in.
I'll go for it the other way. Yeah.
She'll bark at you if you don't.
Thank you.
So when it changes, yeah.
Hey,
There you go. Good. It's going really well.
Awesome.
Really
So
well.
happy.
Yes. Did you?
Have you met Cassie?
Hello,
This is Nathan. This is Nikki's sister.
Yeah, she got a sister, has she?
Yeah. Isn't she lucky?
Oh God. On the 9th of December, I got another appointment with Lib.
Okay, cool.
It's going really well.
Good.
Your emails are playing up.
Is it?
I kept getting. Excuse me for a second. I kept getting every time I send them,
Bounce back.
I get like an undeliverable.
Because you're probably sending it to the org one instead of just the
No,
.com.
it's got .com on it.
Just double check again.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you put it in, it might come up my old one, so you need to.
No, it's definitely Temi@infinity.com.
Okay. Infinitycoordination.com.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
She
all
lost
right.
something now. She found it.
God.
That's one of the worst things to have.
Oh, it is.
Now, I'm supposed to be getting a call from that Nellie Jackson tomorrow.
Yep, for
I'm
the
gonna,
date.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yep, cool.
And all that stuff. And yes, now. I said to Nell, I said, have we got to have any more of these progress reports? Because Kevin and Simon and Pastor Junior are getting sick of doing it. Because, really speaking, why have they got to be done every time?
Because NDIS are paying
This is the
them.
colour I rewrote.
Well, I'm going to be saying to this Alicia Jordan. She's from Wagga. I'm just going to tell her it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's the same thing every year anyway. Like,
Treated in a way that I
Well,
that was able
and
to see.
I said to Nellie that that plan, when it's done,
Anything.
it's going to Alicia Jordan, and that's what I want to happen. So,
yeah, we'll
because
take,
it's going to go on anyway.
we'll take that.
Because I'll have
take
it
all
that
the
week.
notes and videos and
So
everything
yeah.
up and
Did you want to
Oh, no,
organise
can you make
time
sure?
for me to come in
Look, can you give me a ring on Monday?
So.
Monday?
Yeah.
What time?
Oh, Monday's bad. Give me a ring on Tuesday.
What time?
I don't know. Just ring me whenever, and then we'll make a time for later in the week.
Okay, yeah, sure, all right.
Now, how are you getting home?
That's okay right there. I've got to ring. I think I've got to ring Mum because she's supposed to be in town. So yeah, I'll be right.
Alright.
So I've got to ring Nev and tell him that I've got to ring Mum
Okay,
now
here it
to
is,
see if
Nick.
she's in
I'll
town
see
and
you
all that
guys
stuff.
at
So
So she's going to swing by and grab you.
yeah. Did you get back to Nellie?
Thank God.
Yeah.
She rings me. She texts me
Getting
right.
it purpose.
And
Thanks, Cass.
No, I'll see you at 4 anyway.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
are you going to be a new support worker too?
No, I'm just helping out at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a nice sister. No. Tammy's giving me the.
Okay.
Giving me a go.
Yep.
All right, I'll see you at 4
Okay,
o'clock.
thanks.
Um,
Bye.
What did Nellie say to you? Yeah, for
Nellie?
yeah.
No, we just talked about the gift baskets for the staff.
Okay, that's
That's all we're
right.
talking
Good.
about.
She texts me. She says, "Do you have Tammy's work mobile number?" I rang her. I was up in Yakandanda with Bridget. I rang her. I said, "Nellie, Tammy's work mobile number has been diverted to here. That's why I don't ring it. it's too complicated. That's why I have to ring the office." But is that going to change at any time soon?
What?
Mobile. Yep.
Nah. Can you imagine how many calls I get a day? on my mobile?
Probably
And then I miss so many of them. At least if it goes through the office, then someone will talk to
Exactly,
whoever
yeah,
rings, you know,
exactly.
so it's just a bit better.
Exactly. Now, I rang now and he says, he said, "You're still doing 3 hours with Bridget?" I said, "Yes." I've been looking at and that bill that I had for Lib, $600 and something.
Yeah, but that's what the NDIS
I said that to Mum,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, you better for Glenn." I said, "Mum, I'm not going back to Glen."
This is working well for you.
It is,
Keep
it is.
doing it. The NDIS is paying for it anyway, so you
Yeah.
don't need to worry about it.
I know, exactly. So, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
All right.
All right, buddy.
I'll see you later.
See you
I'm
later.
going to take all my bloody stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got all your
Oh,
stuff.
I'll tell you what. Oh, sugar, this bloody going. So, yeah.